everyone, my name is Eric Timmons Jr., but most of you will know me as CrossVee. I haven't uploaded on this channel for about a year now. I've only been active on my Instagram page, talking about a large project that I possibly had in the works, until suddenly, this video went live with zero explanation. So simply put, it is finally time to talk about this large project I've had in the works. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Center of the Universe TTRPG Reveal. Let's finally show you all what we have today. Do note that we won't be covering everything today. This is merely a content dump and an announcement for what we've been working on, showing you all what we have up to this point with a little extra. So without further ado, let's get right into the first video. Now, wasn't that just something special? There was a lot of information for about 3 to 4 minutes coming at you all very fast, so let's go ahead and start to unravel everything. And by the way, the game's Center of the Universe we'll be referring to as CUTU for the rest of the video. The game's acronym, of course. CUTU has 4 things in mind while we are developing it. Number 1, having fast-paced strategic combat that rewards players for coming up with strategy, as well as giving options to players. Number 2, having character progression truly be felt by the players with their stats and their equipment. Number 3, having the game be accessible to new players but also rewarding and unique for veteran players. And number 4, having an overall enjoyable experience for all. CUTU accomplishes all 4 of these things, and we'll be staying true and upholding each and every one of them as we continue to develop the game. Let's start with character creation. Just like other TTRPGs, players will be able to create their own unique character from a selection of now 11 races, the most amount of races included in the base game of a TTRPG to date. These races include Human, Oskin, Relenite, Tardia, Kasakura, Xesha, Android, Zeptra, Ursulon, Drentari, and Noctis. Each race has its own starting, HP, skills and feats, movements, and base language. Each race also has a planet of origin within the solar system itself, also known as the Vestala system. Of course, players will be able to choose which planet their character originates from, allowing them to truly create the character that they want. Now that a player has chosen their desired race, it's time to get their stats in order. And the core stats from previous TTRPGs do make a return here, such as Constitution, Dexterity, Strength, Wisdom, Intelligence, and Charisma. There is a change to how you get your stats though. Point buy and rolling for stats have been tweaked just a little bit to accommodate for our new system. The previous 4d6 that you would roll for stats has been replaced with 4d4. This has lowered the max amount for rolling its first stat to be a 12. Point buy has also been changed to suit this new maximum stat. It does mean that negative stats are possible and most likely will be common at early levels. And this may seem a bit scary to some players, but I assure you, the new system we have in place does accommodate for this. As for every level you gain with your pilot, you'll be gaining 1 to 2 stat points to put into your stats, as these stats will begin to build and increase to create the character that you truly want to make. And as you begin to level your pilot, you'll be able to spec into the pilot path, a skill tree full of weapon proficiencies and skills and features for your pilot. Besides your stats, your equipment is just as important. And weapons? We're on track to have about 200 plus weapons in the base game. Some weapons with passives, some with different damage types, some with many different mechanics within them, allowing you to truly make the build that you want, right down to the equipment that you have. Even the armor you wear plays a critical role within combat. A pilot's exosuit is just as important as the equipment they have on them. In the Vestala system, exosuits are a staple, as they are manufactured with a class core that changes their innate evolution and abilities. Creating your exosuit is just as in-depth as character creation itself, but yet simpler, allowing players to truly create an exosuit that suits their playstyle. Choose a cast type, manufacturer, and which class core you will have. Of course, our previously announced 4 classes for base game has risen to 11 classes, and each of these classes will receive 3, not 2, 3 unique class core upgrades / archetypes for the base game as well. With 3 cast types, 6 manufacturers, 11 classes, each with 3 unique class core upgrades, this opens up the possibility for 594 class possibilities. And this doesn't include the new data chip system that we have to scale the numbers and stats for your exosuit themselves. Going back to the class cores, they are the Gunslinger, the Flamespitter, Exomancer, and the Heavy Gunner. And I know we did mention that we have 11 classes planned for the base game, but we aren't just ready to reveal those yet. We'll be revealing those over time in the future. But, if I'm correct, we have 2 in store to reveal to you all today. Without further ado, let's get into the second video of the trailer.
Son, this is not you. This is not a path you have to walk down. But if you shan't listen to reason, then as head of the High Monastery, I must strike you down.
Just hang in there, please. Don't quit on me. Come back to me.
Well, there you have it. 2 new classes joining our already previously announced 4. The Fighter and the Archangel take to the Vistala system. The Fighter being our first ever melee class, while the Archangel takes on the first ever full supportive role. A bit of brief information about the Fighter and the Archangel. First, the Fighter. The Fighter is a hand-to-hand martial-based class that stands toe-to-toe with any target using its combo drive to create combo links with its combo drive attacks. Briefly mentioned in the trailer, of course. The Archangel, on the other hand, dominates the battlefield, supporting their allies using 4 drones: heal, repair, amp, and assault. Cover fire, repairing armor, healing all of your wounds, as well as granting buffs, is the name of the game for the Archangel. Being able to control space and being able to move your drones to wherever they need to go is all up to you. Of course, these 2 classes do have their 3 respective class core upgrades, but we are running on time, so we can't exactly go through each and every one currently. But let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about the combat systems and what we've changed. Combat has changed to suit the strategic but yet fast-paced style that we wanted to go for. Combat turns have now been changed to have 3 phases within them. The feat skill phase, which allows players to use abilities and whatever they have that is listed as feat skill during this turn. Combat. Combat is where you'll be moving, shooting, taking cover, and basically taking things that you normally would do during your action. And finally, your weapons check phase. This is where you reload, swap your weapons, or what have you. Anything that involves your weapon and its conditions. Of course, there's a bit more in depth to that, but of course, we're trying to make time. Next, big things changed: evasion and stalwart. These are the overall end-all, be-all for the system. Stalwart is your typical standard AC, but this time it scales off of your constitution. There's a static number that the opponent has to beat to be able to finally hit you. Evasion is a bit different, where instead of being a static number, there's a chance. You now turn the opponent's attack into a competition rule against you. Their weapons handling versus your evasion. Weapons handling is a separate stat that scales in its own fashion, but we don't have time to cover that just yet. But evasion scales with your dexterity. You'll be able to slip, move, and dodge around attacks if you are rolling high, with your, of course, modifier scaling from your dexterity. Stalwart's a bit different, where it's a bit more guaranteed, scaling very early and plateauing late, unless you scale it with the data chip system that we will be discussing in the future. We've talked quite a bit about the game, and I'm sure there's a lot of details that you all wish to talk about today, but again, this is just simply an announcement, so where we put things out, and it's a content dump to show everything that we've done to this point, with, of course, as I said before, a bit extra. Time's catching up, so let's go ahead and get to the next video.
Finally, you're here. Got all the supplies I wanted?
Of course it was a sitch. Hospitals in this area don't got the best security. Got my credits?
Quick to get things done, huh? Were you sloppy?
Don't matter. You got my credits or what?
Sorry, but I don't think I'm needing the credits to pay you.
Sorry, sweetheart, but I think you have me confused for some chump. I think you'll be needing those credits.
Doubt it.
Well, you little... dancer.
Well, the last chump could at least tell that was a fake.
Come on out. We have the building surrounded.
Damn it, he was sloppy. Kreno, try and suit up. We gotta go.
Don't bother trying to escape. We have all exits covered. We're currently watching every option you could make.
How can you watch something you can't see? Kreno, cloaks up.
Damn it, Sect. We're trying to escape, not fight their war.
They deserve to be punished for what they've done to us, Zeus. We're just going to let them get away with what they've done to us.
We must choose our battles wisely. This is our opportune time to escape.
This is an opportune time for revenge. I thought Ursulon was supposed to be proud fighters.
We are. But we have our honor. Something it seems you have lost. I shan't strike an enemy while they are down.
Hey, you there! Stop!
But I'll do what I must to protect my allies.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little teaser of the 2 new classes we'll be working on. And of course, as previously stated, we do have plans for all of the other classes. We will be revealing them as time comes, and we'll be giving more information about these classes in the future. We have one last video to announce everything else, so let's go ahead and send it off to that.
Sect, what did you do?
I hope you all enjoyed the trailer that pretty much showed off everything else. We have a short story series, Transmission. The Discord is finally public and live, now updated with a new Discord event that you can participate in starting tomorrow, as well as the Patreon, which is finally live. The short story series is available to you right now. Chapter 1 is available in the description and on the Discord. You can find the links there. The Patreon is something we just weren't really keen on starting, but we felt it necessary. Everything that we have done up to this point has been funded and paid for directly out of my pockets. Any money we can receive for development is greatly appreciated. Please consider donating today. And one last thing. We are currently working on details for a possible live show we'll be running in the summer for a CUTU campaign. These details are still being finalized, but this is something we are really looking forward to doing in the future. We hope you all are looking forward to seeing that as well. Well, I believe we have one last thing to show you. So, before we go to that, I'd like to say thank you for you all for tuning into this video, supporting CUTU if you were here for the part of their early community, or if you're just tuning in, thank you for giving us your time to, check us out. And I hope to see you in the Frontier Pilot. Thank you, and have a Happy New Year.
Great.
Knocked? That you?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm assuming that's you behind me.
I hope. I can't see a thing.
Better?
Yes, actually, but
Just be quiet, Dean.
Noctis, how have you been, buddy boy? Is this your new broad?
Broad?
She's not my broad. Couldn't care less about her.
Just keeping the pole thing with you, just in case you get a bit frisky at night?
Hold on here.
Oh, put a cork in it, pussycat. The adults are talking. Now, can you tell me why you've not only broken through the gates of the Damshire port, but have also broken our little promise of never having you on my turf again?
It wasn't always your turf. Now let me.
Noctis. It seems you've forgotten how I like to play. I don't play that weak shit.